As Washington tightens the noose, Trump signals Maduro's days are numbered. Secret plans, rising pressure, and the threat of US strikes. Is Venezuela on the brink of a forced transition? Washington's pressure campaign on Venezuela has entered a sharper and more uncertain phase, with the Trump administration now quietly drafting day-after plans for a potential transition of power if Nicolás Maduro is pushed aside. According to two senior administration officials and a third source familiar with the discussions, the planning is being kept tightly within the White House, a sign of how seriously officials are weighing the possibility of Maduro's removal. At the center of the deliberations are multiple scenarios outlining how the United States might respond should Maduro step down voluntarily as part of a negotiated departure, or be forced out following US strikes on Venezuelan targets. Publicly, the administration continues to frame its deployment of thousands of troops and a carrier strike group to the Caribbean as part of a campaign to curb alleged drug trafficking. Privately, however, senior officials acknowledge that President Donald Trump is actively considering options that could directly reshape Venezuela's leadership. Inside the administration, divisions remain stark. Some argue for aggressive military or covert action, while others warn against deeper US involvement. CNN has reported that Trump has not yet made a final decision, despite months of escalating rhetoric, including open discussion of potential land strikes. Two senior officials say that appetite for a full-scale engagement remains low. The stakes intensified after Trump spoke by phone with Maduro late last month, shortly before the US formally designated Maduro and several allies as members of a foreign terrorist organization. A senior White House official, describing the tone of the call, said it was not openly confrontational, but the message was unmistakable.
It was in Maduro's best interest to leave the country, and the United States would continue blowing up boats.
Pressed in a separate Politico interview about deploying US troops to Venezuela, Trump refused to rule it out entirely.
I don't want to rule in or out. I don't talk about it.
Within the US government, some defend the extensive planning as routine geopolitical preparedness. One senior official involved in the process said that it was the responsibility of the US government to prepare for all scenarios around the world that may or may not unfold. The Homeland Security Council, led by Stephen Miller and coordinating closely with Secretary of State and Acting National Security Advisor Marco Rubio, is overseeing the effort. Meanwhile, the Venezuelan opposition, including Maria Corina Machado and Edmundo Gonzalez, has already developed its own 100-hour and 100-day recovery plans, covering security, economic stabilization, energy, infrastructure, and education. These frameworks have been shared with parts of the US administration, though it remains unclear how deeply they have been incorporated into Washington's thinking. The administration continues to face legal and political scrutiny over its maritime strikes, especially after reports that one operation involved a second strike intended to kill 2 survivors at sea. The controversy underscores the increasingly fraught landscape surrounding Trump's Venezuela strategy and the high stakes of any move that could tip the balance of power in Caracas.